As filmmakers, we feel the need to bring stories and characters to life. We need to draw in our audiences and keep them engaged till the end credits. This is no easy task.
So try it again. Go back to that same place you were. Recording. And action.
In most films, there is almost always a protagonist and an antagonist. Good versus evil. It got me thinking, where else could I find these types of conflicts on display? What else engages audiences to empathise with its heroes and despise its villains? And I believe that I've found my answer. And the answer is wrestling. I got in touch with Northampton's very own Win Wrestling. They are also a wrestling school, teaching people of any ability the art of scripted combat. I got the chance to sit down with Win's creation team to find out the process of creating the drama they deliver to their audiences.
I am Simply Delicious Morgan Black, aka the beautiful bit of chocolate of British wrestling.
I'm Connor Allbright. I am currently the Win Wrestling Heavyweight Champion and the future Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. I say there's two different things there because a story and a rivalry are different things. Every single match in wrestling should have a story. It can be as simple as David vs. Goliath. That can be a 10-minute story. So every wrestling match should always have a story, and the story can literally be the 10 minutes or a progressing story, and this person slowly becoming a bit more evil match by match by match. That's another story. Whereas a rivalry, it depends, because you also want to play off the crowd. Like if they're like, this is where they're going to love this match the most, end it here. Because if it's a downward slope, you never get that satisfying moment, and then people come away with this whimper of, it was really good, but it kind of got bad. So it's always a case of leave them wanting more. It's the age-old expression, you want them to want more. It depends on like story to story. Sometimes it's very obvious the direction where we want to go with an individual or a team or a unit.
It's a discussion between a lot of us, like me and Connor at like kind of the helm of things, and we'll kind of bounce ideas and go, this is what I have in my head idea-wise, what do you think? And then we'll go yes, no, combat it, defend it.
Sometimes a story can come out as simple a thing of, I'll message Simeon the most silly idea because I think it's funny and it'll make him laugh.
A lot of messages are like silly o'clock at night when you suddenly get inspiration and just going, it's 2 a.m, what are we doing? We're still relatively new in regards to booking and creative. As much as I've been around for so long in regards to wrestling, I'm always a character or like an on-show character or a producer. So being backstage and being a creative is still new to us. So a lot of me and Connor are experimenting on the fly. So yeah, some stuff hasn't turned out as well as we thought. And then you go, okay, that you live and learn from that. You go, okay. But there's not a bad idea as such. It's just something that didn't work in that situation, and you live and learn. It's being able to change on the fly and go, actually, this character works really well. Doesn't fit what we needed him to do. He's now turned us, okay, we're going with it. And it's just being able to be like, okay, that's the journey we're going on.
And then somehow we turn it into something that can work and will engage an audience. It's, as a fan, would I enjoy that?
It's a lot of audience. The audience will dictate effectively a lot of how that goes. We can have an idea, but if the audience like goes for somebody, a key example is Joey Slade, who we have a lot of the time. We brought Joey Slade in as a bad guy, like a comedic bad guy, when he was like 16, 17. And he just endeared himself to the crowd so much, we had no choice but to turn him. And then that led into like him sending us a promo just with like his mum, which led into a whole storyline bit, which led to him winning the title.
So with Win Wrestling, we like to really work with talent in terms of like speaking with them and like giving them the opportunity to come to us with ideas and like what's the matches and stories they believe they can tell, because we may have an idea of, we want you eventually to get to point B. How I'd get to point B from point A might be different to how the next person does it. So I don't want to tell them each beat's at AA, AB, AC, because if they can't perform the same type of role as what I would, it takes away from them and we don't get to see them develop and then become a better performer. So it really depends on that. And then there's also a case of sometimes stuff so organically grows, like there might be a match with 4 people that's in the one contendership, and 2 people in it have this brilliant exchange, and like it's not just wrestling, but it's verbal and like big characters. It's like, okay, there's something there to play with later on, and it's almost the best stories in wrestling come from the biggest accidents.
We give guidelines as what we want from them, and then they run with it. Like, we don't want to be super hands-on word for word. We'll just like, look, this is what we need you to get across. It's up to you how you do it. And then if we have a different idea or something that we need to get across, we'll explain to that person. But the key bit is letting them have the creative freedom to express themselves.
And then there's also a side of, I want to give opportunities to talent that provide entertaining stuff that lets them grow and develop as a performer and the wrestler.
So we have the heavyweight, which is our top title. We have the OTA, which is the open to anyone. So it just means there's no gap. There's no barrier to fighting. Something that we just thought it'd be a really cool idea. There's the TBD, the to be determined, which means the champion can pick any stipulation of how that title is defended. So we've ended up with like Iron Man matches, that 6-man, which was an open challenge, a nap time match, which was just effectively the winner had to tuck their opponent in and just cover them for like the 3 count. So it's just ridiculous things that you can be creative. It means that you don't have to be bound by the rules of what wrestling just is sometimes. And like, that's what that is. And then we've got our tag belts. And that goes with the same rules of tag rules. So yeah, 4 belts, lots of fun, lots of sizzliness that goes with it.
60% of title changes is decided purely on what the audience want. If the audience is so passionate about this person, they're going to win a title where it best makes sense.
Trip Hazard winning the title at the last show, like that came from just the crowd's response to him and go, well, there's no denial there, like you have to go with it.
There's also a side of, when running a school, you want to reward the hardest workers, to be like, you've earned it. It's, as much as it's not a real combat sport, a lot of people do have this identity of, I've earned this title. So it's that balancing act of the audience need to want it. The person needs to showcase whether on a show that they've earned it by having the best matches or the most invested like crowd, or in training, are they the one working the hardest? Or before shows, are they the first one showing up, putting up the ring? It's this balancing act of making sure all these checkboxes are ticked, as well as then like, does it serve a story? Does this person losing the title here help this next person become a bigger champion because they've had this passionate story attached to it? Does then the title become more because of a story, or does the story become more because of a title?
Connor's whole story from like ref to champ is a 3-year story, and it takes turns where he turns his back on the fans. He has to endear himself to the fans again. He has to show that he wants to be the guy that represents win, and it's that kind of story that the crowd then get. Okay, that's it.
You give to them, or you give to me.
Wrestling and filmmaking share a lot of similarities regarding character and story development. Each have their own process for creating entertainment for their audiences. Wrestlers have even ventured into the world of film and have become successful screen actors. But not many filmmakers become wrestlers. Maybe for good reason.